Hello, I'm your father, and I love you very much, and welcome to a very special pod show episode of the 10... All right, Jay Whiz, you almost gave me a coronary episode, did you not? As it were. Hello, I'm everybody's dad, and welcome to a very special pod show of the 10-minute pod. Your brother William has taught me enough about the pod contraption here to be alone with you. He's shown me how to read the hash browns and the little A, the little squiggly A that you use to write me questions on the tweeter. So I'm going to be answering these that all of you have written into on our tweet space, squiggly A 10 min pod. All right, so let's jump right in. This is not unlike the other shows that your brothers Brian and Christopher and William have done, but this one is just me, everybody's dad. Ask everybody's dad, part 1, which means if you are mind your P's and Q's and you're not a Wasley Fizz puzzle puzzling and wazzling around your whizzles, then we'll have the honor of doing this again, will we not? Okay, let's jump right in. Our first one is from Zachary Elaine, which squiggly A, Zach line Elaine, all right, whatever. Squiggly at 10 min pod. Hash Browns ask your dad, who's your favorite son out of Brian, Christopher, and William? Well, that's a crazy question, Zachary. How dare you? They're your brothers, and you're all my children. I love you all exactly the same. But I love William more. He's my favorite. He's quite ingenuitive and intelligent, and he put together this whole pod. So we wouldn't even be talking together, as it were, if it weren't for him. Very good. Okay, moving on. This is from Ron. Squiggly at R. Pacilias. Pacilias is right. And leave the P out. Leave the P popping to Brian Robert Rowland. Does beef or chicken broth count as a suitable beverage? Hash Browns ask your dad. Yes, of course it does, Ron. That's another silly question. We're off to quite a dumb start, if you don't mind my saying so. All of you need a nice haircut and a stack of pancakes, and mind your R's and S's and your T's, WV's, and not to mention your P's and Q's. Okay, this is from Bane. Squiggly A Bane cast. Whatever. Okie dokie. Hash Browns ask your dad, can you give me a quick shot? I've been a real wazzle fuzz lately and I need some straightening out. Whoa, Bane. Oh, you think, is that some reverse psychiatry, is it? You think I won't give you a nice one to the chops? Well, take that. Here's another one for the road. There you go. All right, that'll teach you. Okay, this is from Derek, squiggly at D Sutton, underline 99 or something like that. Hash mark. Ask your dad, who would win in a tire changing contest? You or Harvey Dennison from GMC over there in town? These are all silly questions. I would beat him flat. Dennison is not, speed is not with him, if you know what I mean, even though he's half a black. Okay, this is Fuzzy. This is from Fuzzymotion, which is a fine name for you because you're a fuzzy fuzz. Squiggly A Fuzzymotion. Squigga at is it's called a 10-min pod. Hash Browns ask your dad, why do your friends change after they get a girlfriend? How powerful is the pussy? Now, I don't know what your girlfriend has to do with her cat, but actually, our cat, Professor Patches, I saw she ran out into the yard once and scared away a raccoon. That's quite a powerful pussy, if you ask me. Good question. This is from Kutaro Yoshikawa. This is squiggly A Yoshiken 03131 or something. All right. Why do Chinese people pop their peas? Is Brian Callen Chinese, or are Chinese people Brianese? Hash Browns ask your dad. Well, Kritaro, you're clearly of Japanese descent, and you have a little thing against the Chinois, the Chinese, which is not the worst thing in the world. I have a thing or two to say about that red country. But Yoshikawa, that name rings a bell, because Kritaro Yoshikawa, I actually ran across a man of the exact same name. Perhaps it was even your grandfather, who I shot in the face right before WW2. Or it might have been in the Korean conflict, which was a conflict We did not lose, and it was not a war. All right. Let me tell you, just let me take a moment to say this has just been wonderful being able to talk to you, all my children, by way of the pod show. And I'm having a wonderful time, so let's keep it going. This is from Mark Kelly, squiggly at Mark James Kelly. Hash browns, ask your dad, why do farts smell like poop? Well, you're a real fart smeller. I mean, smart feller. I love that joke. Okay. Well, obviously you're all full of the gas, are you not, Marcus? You're out there eating all the fast foods and all the pizzas and pies, and you're sizzling up burgers and cheeseburgers and eating cheese and buns instead of being at home like your brothers and your sisters, for that matter, with a nice stack of pancakes. And then all of that gas goes by your colon gutty works area where your poop chute is. Oops, I popped that pee. And there's a big log of poopy there, and you're pushing all that poopy air past it. So of course it smells like poo. Okay, I don't know if that was a serious question or not, but let's move on. This is from Squiggly A Web Slinger. Brian is his name. 10-min pod. I'm really in the mood for some pancakes, but I also need a haircut. Any ideas? Okay, you're being a wise guy. You're being a fuzzle puzzle. I'll put you right on my lap and cut all that hair off and give you a nice stack of pancakes. This is from a Squiggly A, copyright Colin. Well, aren't you a big deal? Hash browns, ask your dad, why does Chris think he's the shit? What's your language? You watch it, Colin. I'm starting to like Brian more. Well, that's just awful to say that about Christopher, and to say that dirty word. But I guess I don't know why he thinks that he's that. And I've heard that term, and I know what it means. And I don't know, perhaps he has a personality disorder. Who's to be sure? This is from Crystal Blue, Squiggly A, Dan without tour. All right. How do I get a boja? B-O''J-A-H. I don't know what that is, so let's set that aside. This is from Huey Clark. Squiggly A, Huey _ Clark. 10-min pod. How do I get a girl to give me a boja? B-O''J-A-H. Ask your dad. Okay. I guess you could ask her. I don't know what a boja is. This is from Taylor Byland. Squiggly A, Taylor Byland. 10-min pod. Everybody's dad. Serious question. How do I get my wife, M-A' wife, to give me M-O' bojas? B-O''J-A-H'. I'll even settle for a haja, H-A''J-A-H. Okay, I don't know what that is, but if you want someone to give you one of those, why don't you just ask nicely for a boja? And I'm sure your lady friend or your wife will get. This is from Squiggly A, Matt Kirshner. Hey, Dad, can I borrow the car Friday night? You may be able to borrow my station wagon if you're a good boy and not a wazzleface. I'm taking a nice young lady to the drive-in and get boja. Alrighty. I don't know. I think that you are all trying to, I don't understand all the terminology, so I'm going to, here's a good question. This is a good question from Seth Gresham. Squiggly A, Seth's Robot. That's a weird name to have to represent yourself, Seth, but perhaps you're into all of the fiction and the science. 10-min pod, what's the perfect sandwich? I would say a Reuben. Now, that's a good question, and if we do this again, all of you will have to follow suit like Seth and make nice questions about that. And hope we keep that going. This is from Blue Moon Junkie, who writes, my girlfriend's cunt bees gave me taint wasps. What do I do? I don't know what that word is. Cunt bees. Cunt. All right. Okay, look, I hope that you're not all out there being a bunch of fozzles, being a bunch of puzzle whizzes, and pulling one over on your father when I've gone through the goodness of my own heart to do this with you, and I don't know what that word means. And if it's something filthy or florensome, then you'll have heck to pay. Okay. I don't know what that is. Let's move on. This is from John Somerville. 10-min pod. I'm 25, and for the past few years, I've just been scamming babes and cooking puss, but I feel empty. What should I do? I guess, I don't know, eat some more of that puss that you've been cooking up. I don't know what any of this means. I'm not All right, this has been wonderful. I love all of you. You're wonderful children. I'm everybody's dad, and please visit the boys' 10-minute podcast.com website thing and hit the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital little thing they have and donate to the kids.
Y'all motherfuckers want some free video games from GameFly? This is Shauna. Get yourself a free 15-day trial and play video games while supporting the podcast. Just take your ass to gamefly.com/10minpod. Hit the banner at 10minutepodcast.com and get you some free shit.